Ask you about the St. Lawrence rivalry game. How big a deal is it? Do you treat it like a regular season game, or in some ways is it a little more special than just another game?
Well, I think the game obviously there's a great tradition behind it, so we treat it as such, But it's one of those weeks where you don't really have to motivate your guys, so it's a little bit more of calming them down, keeping them focused on the task at hand, details that are going to go into the game. They'll be well prepared. So it's just a matter of us making sure that we can execute. But obviously emotions will be high. It's an important game to one that guys circle all the time on their schedule start of the year. So we treat it as such.
And you guys have played well at Appleton over the years. You have any idea why you've been able to be so successful in that building? Because that's a tough place to play.
I just think it's an emotional game. I think every game comes down to it. I think they had the better of us here at Shield last year, and it's just the way it goes. It's one of those games where it's a game of bounces, and I think they're a very good team. We're excited to get over there, and we weren't very good on Saturday night, and look to get back on a horse here ourselves. But for the most part, it's this is why you play college sports, right? Getting these rivalry games, experience the fans, all that goes behind it. There's a buzz around it, so it's just these are games we really look forward to.
And with road games coming up next weekend, how big a deal? Even if this wasn't a St. Lawrence game, is it just to get a win in before you go play on the road?
Well, we knew at the start of the year we had 2 home games. We missed an opportunity here this past weekend, but we knew 5 of our first 7 were going to be on the road. You got to win games on the road if you're going to be relevant in the league, and it's a game that's take the rivalry out of it. It's an important game because it's you want to get yourself going in ECAC play, and you want to get that first W in the win column. So overall for us, it's just we have to play better than we played on Saturday night, and we have to make baby steps here during the week and make sure we're looking at what our who we are as a team, how we want to play, what we need to do to be successful, because it got away from us here last weekend.
I was going to ask you about this rivalry. Being a senior, how much fun has it been to play these games against St. Lawrence over the course of your career?
It's an awesome feeling. It's one of the best rivalries in college hockey. It's fun to watch, and it's even more fun to play in, especially when you're playing the guys down the street.
And when you play at Appleton, what do you like about going into that building? Like, what's kind of fun about that atmosphere?
It's got a little old school atmosphere. It's a little bit of an older rink, smaller. The wood and the seats and stuff like that. Has character, but we have tended to do pretty well out there playing. In my 4 years being here, looking to continue that trend, that's for sure.
I know there's some tough rinks on visiting teams in the league, but is that the one maybe where you guys get the most animosity from the general fan population, or are there any others that are?
Yeah, no, SLU's definitely the worst for getting heckled by the fans and stuff, but that makes for the experience, and the young guys will notice that there's no other game like this in college hockey.
I was curious too, like maybe something that's cleaned up for people. What's maybe the funniest heckle you ever heard at Appleton from a fan?
I tend to tune them out pretty much, but the signs my sophomore year about Tansey and Will Frederick were pretty funny. They had up behind the net.
I wanted to ask, being a senior, what are you most looking forward to about these last couple of games you'll have against St. Lawrence? What have you enjoyed about them in the past?
Obviously, I always talk about the atmosphere. Everybody does. They're always exciting games, and crowd's always loud, and obviously the rivalry. There's a lot of history there, so it's pretty exciting.
Do they almost feel like playoff games in a way when you play them? Is there think of it just as another regular season game?
Yeah, definitely. I think it definitely has that type of feel to it. It's we obviously want to beat each other pretty badly, so it gets pretty heated. So I definitely compare it to a playoff style game.
And this year there's only 2 as opposed to a couple of non-conference games. Do you like that better, or do you kind of miss playing the extra games against them?
I think. It's always fun playing them. Obviously, those are games that you really look forward to. But I like the 2 games too. It makes a little more sense probably.
I was going to say a little bit too about Appleton. You remember what you thought the first time you kind of went in there and saw the place, and what kind of struck you about it?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I noticed was I remember in warm up going out, and you're just getting heckled constantly by the fans, so it's pretty crazy. So
do you ever actually hear what they're saying, or do you kind of tune it out, or like?
You hear the chants, but I don't know. Sometimes you hear if they get personal. I don't know if you hear them, but hopefully not.
Yeah, it's the same stuff about playing St. Lawrence. What have you liked most about these games over your career playing St. Lawrence?
Obviously, having a winning record against them is the best thing to have against. But every time we play them, you get up. It's like a playoff game, and it's so intense, and we just hate each other basically. So it's fun to get in those games.
And the games at Appleton, what do you like about playing there when you play them?
It's a good atmosphere. Their crowd gets rowdy, our crowd gets rowdy, and they get after each other a little bit. And then obviously on the ice we're getting after each other too. So it'll be exciting to watch.
And do you guys, I was asking everybody, do you kind of hear things that are said about you, or do you kind of tune that out during the course of the game or during warm-ups and stuff?
I'm the kind of guy that likes to listen to it. It kind of just fuels my fire to play even harder. They have chants about me, which I find quite funny. Sometimes you can even find me dancing to them in between whistles, but I like it for sure.
Yeah, I was curious too about just playing just 2 games this year. Does that make it even more special that you only have 2 chances to play them rather than the 2 non-conference games too? Or?
It's kind of a mixed feeling. On one hand, you want to play them as much as you can, so you can kind of get after them because we get up for those games and they're feel-good games when you win. But on the other hand, it makes them more important because there's only 2 games, especially there are only 2 ECAC games this year, so it's kind of a mixed emotions there.